everybody. This week on the podcast, I'm talking about decluttering, and so I wanted to do a YouTube video for those of you who don't like to listen to the podcast or you want to actually see things. So I wanted to do a video about how I set up the decluttering, and then hopefully I can get a video up that walks through each of my rooms. We'll see. I may only be able to do a little bit at a time, maybe like one or two rooms at a time, but that's what I'm doing on the podcast and also on the blog right now. I did want to say real quick, if you notice my pretty little clip here, it's an owl. You see that? I love, love, love this clip. It is actually a flexi clip, and this is a really simple thing you can do this holiday season is to grab yourself a scarf and put a flexi clip on it. They're not just for your hair, they actually are super pretty, and I like to dress up some of my outfits with them if I've got something, that I can kind of stick it here, or I can do a scarf, or I put them in my hair a lot as well. But I did want to alert you really quickly that I have a friend who is on the mission field, and I will have a link down below to her Lilla Rose site, so that if you do want to buy some holiday pretties for yourself or for someone you know, they have such beautiful clips on there, that you are actually supporting a missionary through that link. And I just think that's tremendous. You are helping their family in an amazing way to spread the gospel. And so you get some pretties and you also get to help a missionary. So that's just my little plug there, and I'll have that link down there. But let's jump into the decluttering. And we're not going to talk like specifics about what I decluttered in my house. I'm going to just talk really quickly about how I set it all up. Now, first of all, the reason that I wanted to do the decluttering podcasts and posts in this video was because in the past, years ago, I decluttered my house in about a week. This has probably been like 10 years ago. I decluttered my house in a week. I had just little kids and I was able to focus. I didn't have to do school or anything, and I was able to focus. But there was a blog at the time that walked through the process of decluttering like every single room in the house. That's what I needed. Well, I have never again found that blog. I'm pretty sure it's not on the internet anymore. Plus, every book and website I have looked at has been more about the theory and philosophy about decluttering and not really about the how-to. I really need some hand-holding, folks. I need somebody to like tell me what to do. And so I decided that I would just jump in and do it, and I would be that for you. If you're like me and you need some hand holding and you need somebody to give you specifics of this is what I decluttered and this is what I kept and this is what I got rid of, that's what I'm going to do for you. And it's probably going to take some time to get through that. But initially, I want to tell you how I set things up. I'm really only about, I don't know, a quarter of the way through my house right now. I'm hoping this week to get some more done. But how I set it up is I just grab a pretty notebook and a pen, and that's it. That's my main focus, and this is what I do. So I'm just writing out the room, and then beneath it, all of the sections of that room that need to be decluttered. Now let me back up for a second. The reason I start in the laundry room is because I live in a ranch style home. So it's straight across. So I start on one end. But if you live in like a two-story house, you can start at the top level and work your way down, and work your way across the top level and then come down and work your way across the bottom level, or start in the basement and work your way up, or start in the entryway and work your way through. It just needs to have a logical flow to it so you're not jumping around. Don't think about what room is the messiest. Think more about something that has a logical flow to your house. And so for me, it just made sense to go from one end of the house to the other end of the house and to work slowly through that. I also do not go through every single room making a list like this. I start just with one or two, maybe three rooms. I think I actually did this in 2 different days. I started with the laundry room and the laundry room bathroom, and I wrote out everything in there. And then when I got that done, I moved to the kitchen. And if you take a look, you'll see I'm not done with the kitchen yet. So up here with like the laundry room, I write that as the heading, and then I indent so that I have room for a check mark, and I write every single bite-sized piece in that room that needs decluttering. So for me, that is the laundry closet, the dog stuff, and above the washer and dryer. That was pretty much it in that room. I make them very doable things. Now, the laundry closet, I could have separated that out into each shelf because there's like 5 shelves in that, but I knew I could get it done in about 20 minutes. And I knew that things on those shelves were going to need to be rearranged. So, like something that was up on the top shelf was probably going to go down to the third shelf. And so I might as well just do it all at one time. And I think it did take me about 30 minutes to do that laundry closet. It's just a storage closet that has doors. We've used it as a homeschool closet before, but now it's in the laundry room, and it houses things like paper goods and some dog things clear in the bottom, and oh, Play-Doh and stuff like that are in there. Batteries, light bulbs, that kind of stuff is what we keep in there. And then we had a place up above the washer and dryer that needed to be cleared out, and then the dog area needed to be cleared out as well. And then the laundry room, bathroom was the same thing. I just took little bite-sized chunks. So I didn't do like underneath the sink and the 3 drawers. I did just underneath the sink, and then I think I even separated out like drawer by drawer. I wrote drawers, but I don't think I did them all at the same time. So as you get done, you just put a little check mark by it, and then you move on. Now, as you can see in the kitchen, I'm not done. I still have the refrigerator to do. And there's an office area where I keep my stuff, and it's not really bad. I think I actually did just declutter it, so I may need to check over and make sure that it still needs anything done in it. And then we have a little printer area that it looks like an office area, but we don't use it for that. We actually store a lot of school supplies underneath there, and the printer sits on top there. And that area is like super messy. So I think that's why I'm putting it off, and I need to just force myself to do it. I will tell you that I do get on YouTube and I watch other YouTubers who are decluttering their homes, and that gives me a lot of motivation. I also watch a gal named Fly Lady Cat. If you follow the Fly Lady system, which I have loosely followed for many, many years, it's actually what dug me out of the big mess I was in back when I first got married. I think I had 2 kids at the time, but I hadn't been married real long, and I had no idea how to keep a house. I was very, very messy. And anyway, Fly Lady was what dug me out of that. But I kind of let go of that as I had more kids, and it didn't seem to really fit me very well. But I've been looking at it again, and I've been watching Fly Lady Cat on YouTube, and she breaks the system down for you. So it makes it really simple. And one of the things that she talks about is the 5-minute working in your worst room. And for me, that's my garage. My garage is actually our storage area. The floodplain here is really high, and so there's no basements. So all of my extra tubs of clothes and any supplies for like outdoors, and any extra furniture that didn't fit in this house, because we now live in a smaller house than we did last time, and we move a lot, so I do tend to hang on to things. I put those out in the garage. So we don't park our vehicles in there, we park our stuff in there. But it needs to have some sort of logical layout to it, and it just tends to collapse in on itself if I don't pay attention to it. So that's my 5-minute worst room, and I'm always doing that room rescue out there. But anyway, that is how I set up the decluttering. And it's really super simple. And like I said, I really hope to be able to find a way to walk you through the rooms that I have done. And I'll just probably slowly put up videos of each room so that you can kind of see what I've done in there. But I'm through, like I said, this amount, these 3 rooms. I have decluttered in the past when I was pregnant with Mercy. Number 10, I did declutter the whole house, but I was not doing so well. I was very large. And my husband had taken all the kids to Colorado except for my oldest son, and he and I stayed at home, and I had him help me. But I didn't declutter as deeply as I wanted to. I did pretty good considering how bad I felt, but I didn't do quite the job I wanted to. And so now I'm trying to go back through and kind of pick up the slack of the things that I didn't get finished. So that's what I do, and I really hope that motivates you to get started and look up some YouTubers because there's lots of people who actually are very open about the clutter in their homes, and they are setting up cameras and they're decluttering, and you can watch them declutter, and that is like super motivating to me. I'm one of those people that likes to watch hoarders because it makes me feel better and it also makes me feel like cleaning. So that's just a little tidbit there, is find somebody who you can watch, and then it kind of gives you the motivation to get back to your list. So watch a little bit, go clean a little bit, watch a little bit, go clean a little bit. That's what I do. So I will be back later with some more decluttering tips and strategies, and what I'm doing, what I'm keeping, what I'm getting rid of. And until then, you get started and leave me a message down below to let me know how much you're getting done, how you're doing, and I can't wait to see you next time.